All right, let's start.
All right. So here in the slide, there's three pieces in this entire slideshow. Okay. So there's the closer framework, which is basically asking the right questions, getting them to say yes, and then getting this funnel to like close the sale.
Mm-hmm.
Second part of this funnel is about having conviction and a conviction framework so that even if you give the exact same sales pitch as somebody else, they trust your conviction level. They feel it, they sense it, they connect to your conviction level. And then the last thing we would be talking about, and we're probably going to wait until later, is how to take the closer and the conviction frameworks and move it over into a scaling framework so that as you build a sales team, they also could be able to do what you do in less than a week. But we're not scaling right now, so I'm not even including it. All right.
Gosh.
So
All right, let's start.
our first steps go into getting them on the phone and locking in their identity. Okay,
Very
ring,
well.
ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Tamara,
Yes. Who is this?
this is Sorav Maslomian. I am an IUL expert with World Financial Group, and I just received your contact information requesting your IUL retirement account.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, thank you very much for calling me.
So here's what I have so far. Your name is Tamara. Your email is Tamara, and your phone number is 321. Do I have all that right?
Yes, you got it right.
And you're able to receive a text message on that phone?
Yes, I got your reminder messages.
Perfect. Okay. And just to be sure, you're looking for how to improve your retirement account, something to do with either saving in taxes or letting your money work for you or growing larger wealth. Am I right so far?
Yes, what I'm basically looking for is having an account that is going to help me retire. You know, I've tried a few things, but hasn't really worked, and I don't have enough for retirement, for a comfortable retirement. So that's why, I'm interested in what you guys might be able to do.
Okay, perfect. If you don't mind, like what are some of the things that you've tried for retirement and what did it work or didn't work?
I've obviously I have a 401k and Roth IRA. Everybody says that's the best one.
Yeah.
I've tried, stock market, but it's still not quite exactly how I envisioned it.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to see what you guys offer. Maybe it's a better option for retirement.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I love that. And when you are thinking about like your end goal, like how do you vision retirement be when it's perfect? You're 65 or 72 years old and you made a perfect retirement. What does that look like?
Well, I'm 45 right now, and obviously, I have a wife and I and two children.
Mhm.
So I just want to have enough to not only be able to retire comfortably, but at the same time be able to support them as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to work the same all the time.
Mhm.
So I want to make sure that I have enough, at least sufficient income or sufficient funds per se
Yeah.
to support my family.
Amazing. So you're 45 years old. You currently have a family. Um, and currently you supply all of their needs, all of their vacations, everything that you want currently.
Yes, my wife is also works, but for the most part, yes, I usually provide.
Yeah. So if I got you 100% of what you're currently making, is that perfect or it's a little bit too good? Like, would you be closer with half of what you're doing right now or 10% of what you're doing right now? Kind of give me an idea what retirement looks like.
I mean, to able to have like at least like half a million or something dollars or something like that,
Mhm,
at least. So yeah, I'm not sure how much I need exactly.
mhm.
So if you have an idea, I would love to hear it.
Love it. It's such a good question. And here's what I think about. If you don't mind, I'm going to be working on planning your retirement. So I'm going to ask you some really um, forward questions with your permission. How much do you and your wife currently make annually right now?
Together.
Yeah, together.
So together we make about 140,000.
Okay. So in retirement, do you still think you're going to need 140,000 a year in
Oh God,
retirement?
no. Yeah, it's got to be much more than that. So yeah.
You're going to spend $140,000 a year in retirement?
No, for me to retire comfortably
Mhm.
for a few years and at the same time, you know, support my family. So I'm I'm not gonna be spending $140,000 a year, but in total, all the rest of the years considered, yeah, I need way more than that.
Sure. And when you're roughly thinking about it, like what year do you want to retire? And like how many years do you want to live on your retirement?
Well, to retire, I don't necessarily mean just not working at all,
Okay.
but I don't want to be stressed about bills and at the same time worrying about the kids, you know, expenses and their tuitions and such. So, mm, I mean, I'm 45 right now, so hopefully in the next 10 years or so,
Mhm.
I, I want to go and be in a place where I'm not going to be stressed about paying bills.
Yeah. What all bills do you need to pay off right now in the next 10 years?
Well, I got a mortgage and I got a payment on the car as well, and my kids are 8 and 9 years old,
Mhm.
so they're gonna in 10 years they're gonna go to college. So yeah,
Yeah. So if we plan out your retirement correctly, it includes two college, pay off a vehicle, and pay off a mortgage.
yeah, pretty much. And of course, monthly expenses, food, clothes, all those things considered.
Does that include traveling and vacations?
Um, I wouldn't include it because it's not a necessity,
Mhm.
but of course, it's nice to, have them.
Okay, amazing. So within the next 10 years, you would feel safe if you had the money to pay off the mortgage, the cars, and provide for at least the two kids' college that you currently have. Am I
Yes, and I heard that how you guys, how the IUL is tax free or provides other benefits. So yeah, I'm interested in hearing about the benefits that brings and how the whole system basically works.
yeah, love it. And currently what you talked about was you have a 401k and you also have a Roth IRA. So how much do you have in those accounts and how much can you contribute every year to get there?
I mean, you got to tell me if it's a good idea to keep my 401k and Roth IRA.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we'll discuss it.
if if IUL is something that can help me get to my goal faster, then yeah, I'll withdraw all of it
Uh-huh.
out of my RA and my 401k. So
Yeah,
401k, I haven't seen much growth on it, so I don't think it's going to be a good idea in the meantime.
sure. But roughly you're 45 years old and how much is in your 401k right now in your Roth?
Uh, like total like 60,000.
Okay. It's going to be hard to retire on that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking to you. So
And how much do you put in there every year? You and your wife, how much are y'all putting in there?
like a few thousand, not too much.
Okay, so you're not maxing it out yet.
I haven't maxed it out because I haven't seen the benefit, I haven't seen any growth on it.
Yeah.
So I've had it for a long time, but I still haven't really haven't seen the benefits.
Okay. And is that kind of the same situation with the Roth or it's different?
Yeah, the Roth I can't really access it. So even though if you have them, you can't really access them. So in 10 years I'll be 55,
Right.
and 401k and Roth IRA I haven't you won't be able to access them until like 60 some years old. So yeah.
Right. And if you accessed it in 10 years from now, what would you use it for in 10 years?
The IUL,
No, the either of your accounts. Like you've got
well,
60,000 in there, but you've also got these bills to pay. What would you access it for?
obviously my bills. So, if I wanted to access them, I mean, I would like it to be more than 50 or 60,000, and you know, it doesn't it doesn't grow as fast as I would like it to.
Yeah.
So, it's going to take so long for it to get to the number that I like it to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I
And
wouldn't I wouldn't use it for anything crazy. So,
okay. No, that makes perfect sense not to do it crazy. And just so that I really understand, let's say that you had $1 million in your 401k or your Roth. What year are you going to start withdrawing it and using it and spending it?
um I mean, idealistically right now.
Oh yeah?
But of course I need to be responsible with it. So
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna go crazy and buy like a supercar and not anything.
Okay.
So I gotta prioritize and of course still go to work, and but if I had $1 million to retire, then yeah, that's awesome. I would be comfortable knowing that my family is not gonna struggle,
Yeah.
at least with their typical expenses.
Yeah. So you and your wife together make about 140,000. So if you had $1 million in there, you'd be like have zero when you're 65.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's
If you take out what you currently make, you would lose like 140,000 a year out of it. It wouldn't last you 10 years.
no, it wouldn't. I
Yeah.
mean, there was a time I thought it did, but things are the expenses are on the rise, so no, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. So do you think you like y'all when here's what I'm trying to help you figure out. Like, do you think you'll need $100,000 a year while you're in retirement, or maybe 50,000 a year, or a certain number? Like, imagine all your bills are paid off and it's just the other stuff.
If it's just the other stuff, I mean, I don't know how the IUL really works,
Mhm.
but I mean, yeah, if I could make 100,000 off of the, yeah, that would be fantastic. Why not? Who wouldn't love to have that? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And so, just to recap, right? You're 45, you'll have two kids getting ready for college within the next 10 years. You still owe on a mortgage, you still own a car. Even if y'all put 140,000 of your income together, you're only actually putting a few $1,000s into your retirement currently. You got 60,000 in there and you have zero chance of actually retiring the way that you need to, especially in the first 10 years. Are we somewhere close where you're at right now?
Yeah, pretty much what you said.
Okay. Can I tell you what an IUL is and how it helps?
Yes, of course.
Amazing. All right. So the way that an IUL works is it's based around life insurance which means if something were to happen to you or your wife while, God forbid, then you would receive what's known as a death benefit paid out to the surviving family. Okay.
Yes.
So, right now, the way that it currently looks, if you were to die tonight, God forbid, okay? So let's just understand. I don't wish may you live forever, okay?
Hmm.
But if you leave tonight, you leave your family with a mortgage, you leave your family with a car, you leave your family with nothing for two kids that need to go to college, and you give them $60,000 in your retirement account to deal
Right.
with everything without you. So
Right.
they don't have your job money. They only have $60,000, which clearly won't be enough. Maybe it pays off the car, but it doesn't pay off the house and it doesn't pay for two kids. So, how would your family survive tonight under your current plan?
Yeah, that would be difficult.
Amazing. So, having the death benefit, and we'll set it up to where it's large enough to pay off the mortgage, pay off
Oh,
the car.
let me just cut you off. So you need to explain to them the living benefits as well. So yeah, I continue.
Will initially set up the death benefit large enough to pay off the mortgage, to pay off the car, to pay for two sets of college at a standard college rate, and to have about 1 year's of income because she's going to lose your income and it'll give her about 1 year, pay all the bills off, and that'll give her enough time to reset. So, if we could help put that in place for you, would you sleep a little better at night knowing you took care of your family?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Let's talk about the next thing that an IUL does. It also includes living benefits while you're still alive. This is my favorite part. Okay. What that means is your $140,000 of income you and your wife have, you theoretically could put as much of it as you can into your investment account and let it start growing every year. And here's the difference with the 401k and with a Roth IRA, the IRS will limit your monthly and your annual contribution. I think it's around maybe $7,000 to $9,000 or $18,000 to $20,000 for a family. Okay.
Hmm.
So even if you wanted to retire, you and your wife could only put maybe up to $20,000 to get you there in the next 10 years. I'm not that good at math. Maybe you can help me. What's $20,000 times 10 more years?
Yeah, that's 200.
Could you actually retire on $200,000?
Not for long.
Not for long. It maybe takes you out 1 or 2 years, right? You've worked your whole life and you got 1 or 2 years in retirement. Okay.
Yeah.
If you and your wife figured out a budget and y'all could put up to 100,000 or 120, $140,000 into a retirement over the next 10 years, how much would you have then?
Hmm. Yeah, I don't exactly know.
You would have over $1 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you can put $100,000 in for 10 years, you'd have over $1 million. Now, let's
And
talk about the
like
difference in interest.
and it doesn't get taxed, or it doesn't, like, what's the interest?
Yeah. So what's going to happen? The reason that you've got a Roth IRA or a Roth account is
Hmm.
because you want to pay taxes on your seed money, but you want all of your interest to grow tax free for the rest of your life. Okay. Have you ever heard somebody explain, um, what if I handed you an apple and I said, um, I'm going to collect taxes on this one apple that I'm holding in my hand. You pay me taxes on one apple. But if I plant that apple in the dirt and it grows into a beautiful tree for the next 10 years, how many hundreds of apples are going to be on that tree?
Dozens at least.
And then I say to you, I want you to give me taxes on every apple in the whole tree. Which one sounds like a better plan to pay taxes on?
Yeah, just one.
Yeah. So the way that the IUL is set up is you pay taxes on a small investment, but as it multiplies for the rest of your life, you get tax-free growth. It's way better.
You don't actually get taxed, when you put your money in there. So just so you know.
It'll be taxed prior to putting it in. You will have already paid taxes on it, pre-taxed money, which what makes it qualified money.
Yeah, but if it's in your life insurance account, it it goes to your personal because it's a personal account and you don't pay any management fee, you don't get taxed. So just
You don't get taxed on the growth.
yeah.
You get taxed, pre-taxed on the money that went in there.
That's if it's your, it comes out of your income, you get taxed, but if that money is in your IUL, then yeah, you don't get taxed for it.
In the cash account after
Yeah.
it got put in there. Right.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that we might be able to do is look into your 401k that it's non-taxed right now, and we can look into rolling it over in a non-taxed account inside of here and give you credit for it and then pay taxes on it down the road. We'll discuss what that looks like as well on your current 401k. Here's the
Okay.
next thing. Right now, the market is growing between 8% and 11% overall. And when there's a market year that goes up, you get the benefits of the market year going up. And if the market loses money in your 401k, you can show a loss inside of your 401k. Last year, in 2023, the average retirement account lost 24%, 25% of their account, which means if you had $100,000 at the beginning of the year, you had $75,000 by the end of the year. I'm sure you also lost money this last year. Is that true?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. So what an IUL does is it actually has a ceiling and it has a floor, which means the floor is set to zero. And no matter how bad the economy gets, the market gets, you stop at zero market loss. So if it goes in the negative, you don't go into the negative, it just stops at zero, which is another way to protect you from market losses. So you get all the upside of the market growth up into a ceiling, and you get none of the losses below zero for market losses, while you're still protected with a large death benefit that would pay out to your family while you're building your retirement plan.
Okay, that sounds promising.
Okay? Currently, you're only allowed to contribute, let's just call it $20,000 a year to your retirement. But with an IUL, you can contribute up to your entire 100% of your whole salary. You and your wife combined can be putting into this together. Okay.
So
So
like
you
just as much
have a
as
real
as much
chance to hit your retirement goals because you can put more money towards it every year.
so what you mean is that I can just put in as much as I want?
I mean, you can put in as much as you want. When we build it, you'll say to me, I want to put in as much as I want, and I'll build it that way. And you can put up. Do you think you're going to be making raises over the next 10 years, making more money than 140?
Um, it'll not too much.
Okay.
So
Let's
yeah.
say that you make it to 150, make say 10 years from now, you even make 200,000 a year together. We can build the account now that can also think about how much you're going to get in raises 10 years down the road, and also allow you to put your raises and your bonuses in this account at the same time. So you
Mm.
literally can take every dime you make and now start putting it into an investment account with no limits. Can you see how that would be faster than putting money in a 401k or even a Roth IRA?
Yes, but I have a lot of questions. So like, um, okay, so if I put in 10,000, let's say 10,000 a year, for instance,
Mhm.
like how much money I'm gonna be having next year or in the next 5 years, and how long do I have to pay for this account? Is this like, uh, is it monthly or is it annual? Is it what is it like?
Yep. So it's really good questions. And here's the answer to them. Okay. So the life insurance policy is paid out. It's designed to be annually, and you pay on it month to month. Okay. So you will pay for your life insurance policy every month. Inside of your policy is where you're going to put your retirement, right? Let's call it your cash account. And while you're putting your money inside of that cash account, it's going to keep growing at market rates or better than market rates sometimes. And it's going to continue to grow. So, in your scenario where you wanted to add another $10,000 a month or a year, then by the end of the year, you'll have your $10,000 in there plus the interest that it has. And you'll also have the death benefit in case something happens throughout the year and you didn't get there in time. Okay. So it's your $10,000, and it's also the interest earned. And again, our IULs are smart investments, which are meeting or above the standard S&P 500 right now. So you'll get above average market rates, but you don't take the market losses that you're currently taking in your 401k. Can't stress that enough. If like for example, a couple of years ago, it was negative 16% for the year in people's 401k. But with your IUL, it would have stopped at zero,
Hmm.
protecting you from that 16% losses. It's
Hmm.
beautiful how that works.
I see.
Okay. The other thing is, now that I know a little bit more about what you want to do in 10 years, I also can tell you, if your goal is to get to $1 million while you're 55 years old and you only have 10 years to do it, then I'm going to explain to you, you have to put in at least $100,000 every year to get to 1 million in 10 years. Now, you're going to get some of the market increases. So the extra market bonuses will put money in there with you. But you need to be thinking a lot bigger than $10,000 a month or $10,000 a year to get to 1 million in the next 5 to 10 years. Is that fair that I would say that you need to be thinking a little bit bigger how to get to 1 million?
Hmm. I mean, yes, but I don't think I can put out 100,000. Maybe I could put in 20,000 or maybe 30 at most.
Okay.
So yeah.
So let's just do the math together. If you put in $30,000 and the average return is another 10%, then that means it'll add another $3,000 on there for you. So
Mhm.
every year it'll be like $33,000 going towards your retirement. Okay. So in 10 years at that rate, you'll have a little over $300,000 for your retirement at 55 years old. Would that give you enough money to pay the last bit of your mortgage off, the last bit of your car off, and the seed money to help your two kids start college?
Um, Not quite.
Okay. How far off are we?
A little bit off.
Okay. What do you think? You want to get closer to 500,000?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we've got $500,000 and we only have 10 years to get there, then with the market and your retirement contributions, we need to be thinking closer to about $50,000 a year to actually get there. Okay. Now, the market rate is going to grow 8 to 11% on average, right? Which means that if you're putting $45,000 in there and you get a great return, then that'll put you right at your $50,000 a year. So, in order to get to 500,000, I think we're probably talking a little bit closer to $45,000 a year towards your retirement planning. Now, the good news is you can put your contributions and your wife can put her contributions in there together in this one account. So it's not just your income, it's you and your wife together planning for both of y'all's retirement, two college funds, pay off the car, and pay off the mortgage using this strategy. Did I tell you one amazing thing about an IUL that's better than a 401k and a Roth?
What is that?
While your money is sitting in your IUL, you do not have to withdraw the money like you do at a 401k or a Roth. You can actually take a policy loan from your insurance company. They will loan you the money at a very low interest rate. I'm talking better than banking interest rates. And you can take that loan for the college, for the car, and to pay off the house, and then have your money earning all of the interest for $500,000. And you only pay a little bit of interest on the money that you borrowed. Can you see how that's way better than your current retirement plan?
Yes, I see.
So you've got $500,000 earning a new $5,000 every year, but you took a loan out, you paid off your mortgage, you paid off your car, and you were able to afford both of your kids' college on a loan to yourself from your own retirement account.
Hmm.
Does it get better than that?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
And again, what would happen if in 10 years something happened to you overnight? What would happen with you and your family?
Well, it would be devastating, probably.
Right? But how did you protect them? What's the one new thing that you did to protect them?
Um, well, I mean, I found out about this account, and I mean, it looks promising. So
Yeah.
if it works the way you explained, yeah, this, I guess it's a good one.
So if you, while you're planning this out and something happens to you along the way, they get the millions of dollars in your death benefit that's going to pay out to them.
Hmm. I see.
Right. So they're protected twice now. They're protected once while you're alive and growing your retirement to make it better. And they're protected twice if something happens and they need the death benefit to pay everything off in full.
Hmm.
What's your retirement currently doing for your family if you died tonight?
Um, I mean, they will get something
Mm-hmm.
uh out of the 401k, but
Yeah,
not enough.
they'll get maybe $60,000. Do you know what the IRS is going to do to it before it gives it to your wife?
What?
It's going to take its taxes out.
Mm, right.
The IRS is going to get their taxes before your wife gets your retirement account. Is that good?
No.
No. With our plan, with a beautiful IUL designed to meet both of your needs, the death benefit pays off all your debts, all your bills, and the living benefits grows your retirement. Okay. If something happened tomorrow with that plan in place, your wife would have over $1 million to pay off all the debts for the house, the car, both colleges, and a little bit extra money to get reset. And if you stay alive, God willing, you get to personally grow your retirement account and then use the retirement account not to take a withdrawal out and lose the interest and lose the money. You actually get to take a loan against it for like just 1 or 2%, pay everything off very cheap, very easy, better than it would be getting a loan from a bank, and be debt free in 10 years while you're still earning interest on $500,000.
Mm. Yeah,
It
that sounds
solves
actually good.
every problem
Yeah.
you've got.
Yeah, that's eye-opening.
So, out of all the features, which one do you feel like you love the most?
Um, I mean, the living benefits that they provide and with the critical and chronic illness that you just explained, and of course, the cash accumulation and the income for life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like so you telling me I could just, invest in it for the next 10 years and it would just grow for the rest of as long as I'm around and go to my beneficiaries, which are going to be my family, and
Mhm.
they can pick up where I left off, right?
Exactly.
All right.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Can I tell you it gets a little bit better than that also? Ask me.
Okay. Okay, I'm listening.
So 70% of Americans don't have a plan for long-term care after retirement, which means they wait until after retirement age. They find out they need some sort of long-term care assistance and they start shopping and looking around for it after they're in retirement and after they start needing it. We are going to throw in long-term care benefits included. One extra thing, if that's not going to help you, one extra thing is if you get injured and something happens and you're disabled, we
Hmm.
actually include a disability policy that pays your premium so you don't have to worry about it, keeps your insurance alive, and helps you with your disability as well. So imagine this. Tonight, you don't have long-term care plan, which 70% of Americans need. You don't have your disability. You're only at $60,000 that's going to get taxed before your wife sees a dime of it. And you have no chance to ever get to $500,000 in the next 10 years. There's zero chance you'll hit your retirement goals using your plan. What we're saying is your wife will have over $1 million in death benefit. You'll have over $500,000 in living benefits, and will include long-term care, and will include disability, and your account keeps growing after the ages of retirement, and you can take a loan out against it without ever hurting the principal.
Wow. I mean, so what do I gotta do to get a policy?
Yep. So nowadays, policies are very easy. What I'm going to do is run your information. I'm going to look over your medical history, your medication history, and submit the application tonight. I can give you a soft approval that'll come back until the rest of the policies begun. And within the next couple of weeks, we should have you completely moved over and fixed all these problems you're in. If I could get this problem solved for you in the first 2 weeks, would that be a good thing?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Amazing. So what I'm going to need from you is to start with your driver's license and your banking account, and you run the policy, right?
Cool. Yeah.
And then, like, you know how to close after, from that.
Yeah.